Well, guys, one of my jewelry sales associates tried to steal from me and open his own jewelry business, and the story's coming up right now. So I had this friend. He was my best friend at the time. His name starts with W, so we'll call him Wayne. We used to, shoot pool, and we were pretty good. We did pool tournaments and stuff like that at different bars and pool halls and stuff. And that was kind of like our, hobby pastime. He worked for like a janitorial supply company selling basically shit paper for a living. So he told me, hey, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm not like trying to just get stuck in that job for the rest of my life. And, I'm like, well, I would like to expand my company, and I can't do that until I have somebody that I trust, that can run it. And so I hired him to work for me at the diamond company. And basically, I was just starting from scratch. I was training him, working him up. And my intent was to have him manage the company so I could go open other locations. Or maybe he could go open other locations or whatever. But, I needed somebody I could trust to do it. We were real close and good friends. So I thought it would work out. And turns out he's a real sincere guy when he talks to you. And he was good at sales. That worked out good. He was, for a while, like a year or two maybe. I can't remember exactly how long it was. But for a while, I was ready to have him step up to the managerial plate. I'm talking about a general manager. He could have probably been a sales manager at any point, after the first few months. But because he picked it up quick, I heard a rumor in the building from other jewelers telling me that he was, looking for a space to rent, for like sublease, because the landlord wouldn't give him his own lease. So some of the jewelers that were kind of like loyal to me, and friendly with me, had kind of told me about that. And it turns out that he was planning on opening his own place. Now I didn't know that he was stealing from me at the time. But I started kind of keeping an eye on him after that. So one day, it was the end of the day. He's getting ready to go. And as he's walking out the door, he's punched out already. As he's walking out the door, I said, hey, Wayne, I'm going to have to check your pockets. And sure enough, there was product in his pockets. Now, it wasn't a lot. It was... I don't remember what it was. It was definitely no more than $10,000 or $11,000 worth of stuff. But it wasn't just that. It was that he was doing it, like all along. And, that he wanted to kind of stab me in the back and open, in the same building as a direct competitor to me. He knows all my, suppliers. He knows all my... methods of advertisement and things like that, and access to my customer, database. And so, that wouldn't have been good. So it turned out that he did do that after I fired him, and actually the police arrested him and, went to court, but you know how that goes. It really didn't get very far. He did get, convicted, but, he only had to pay me back like, I think $3,000 or something. And still to this day, I get people calling me saying, hey, do you guys deliver? Well, no, and we never delivered to begin with, but he delivered. He would, set up the sale and, go sell it to him outside of the office. So that's just another way he was stealing. That was, upsetting to me because we were really good friends, and I trusted him. And then, I would have to see him sometimes in the elevator, in the building, and he would tell me he's sorry, and, I can't really ever get over that because, it was a lot. It was a lot, to get over. And anyway, actually since then we have made up. He called me, And I thought he was just calling to apologize, which he did profusely. But turns out he just needed somebody to help him with his pool league. He thought of me. But that's current times. So let's go back to, when this was happening. I was upset with some suppliers too that I kind of cut off because I was like, you know what? You should have been loyal to me. As soon as my employee went to you and said, hey, can I buy directly from you? You should have been right on the phone with me saying, hey, your guy's in here trying to see, can he buy without you? And I didn't like that. And then one of the suppliers tried to, sort of poach him and, have him work for them and, so they could sell directly to the public and, through him. So I had to cut off, that supplier, and it just, it created a lot of turmoil in the building, not just between me and him, but with other jewelers and stuff too. My bench jeweler that I used that would do the repair work and stuff like that, I had to, fire him because he was doing work for, Wayne also. And so that was, that was kind of a tough patch. But it didn't really affect me. He built a online website, and it did good for somebody that didn't have, the kind of experience that I had doing it. But he kind of worked for me and could see and knew a little bit what I did and used, those techniques. But he just didn't have what it takes to like overcome. I mean, I was number one in my, area. Like if you do a Google search for it, it would come up number one. And so it was tough. Now, he wasn't the only one that ever tried to steal from me. I've had other people do it and actually, try to go into business on their own. And it's like, it's frustrating because I feel like I'm training. Every time I hire somebody, I'm like, I could potentially be just training my next competitor. And I don't like that. So it makes me want to do everything myself, but I can't do everything myself. That's a dilemma that I still kind of face. I still have trust issues, and things like that. Well, guys, if you're still watching, you must have liked the video. And if you did, give it a like. Now, if you want to see more like this, subscribe and click the bell. If you got some extra time on your hands, why not watch another one? You can choose one from the Stories of My Life playlist, which will appear here after I disappear. Or you could watch the next one in the series, which will also appear here. See you in the next one.